Sorry, next.
Sorry, next. And we're back.
How funny was Amber last week?
Oh
Dolly.
my gosh. Dolly. I laughed so hard. I don't think my sisters watched the whole thing, but she goes, those clips are so funny. Like,
So many people tell me, they're like, I see your little clips of your podcast. And I'm like, well, you're supposed to click on the clip and then hear the whole episode. It takes you to the whole thing. That's just like a teaser.
yes.
And people don't get it. And I'm like, click, like, subscribe. Then you get to watch the whole episode.
Yes.
Because they think we're just releasing little, I mean, I know I'm funny, but they're not just little jokes on Instagram.
Yeah.
There's a whole show.
There's an entire show. It's really funny.
Wait, Krista, what? Your lip is being funny. What have you done?
What are you talking about?
What do
I
you
have to say
mean?
my P's like this.
Try to act like it's your birthday and try to blow out your birthday candles. That's what happened to me once.
I can't. Yeah, I did the lip flip.
I mean, you always look beautiful, but I have yet to love lip work.
I don't know. I think it's this whole getting older thing, and I feel like my top lip's going under.
Which I can believe. I mean, it happens. You have a thin
Yeah.
upper lip.
Thank you.
You're so thin. Your upper lip is so thin.
Yeah. So
I can tell. Is it freshly done?
It's probably 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't really say P's or B's and forget like sucking on a straw. I mean, I have to do it on the side.
I tried. I've only done it once and I didn't like the way it made my lips feel. And I couldn't really tell a difference looks wise. So I just was like, why stick with it? But it was my birthday was like a week later. And, everyone sang to me, some friends and family were over for dinner. You were there.
Oh,
and I go to like, and I couldn't move my lip.
Yeah, you can't. And I mean, I want to get a little filler, but I don't want to look like,
Yeah. We don't want that look.
But
you know what I'm talking about, ladies of South Park.
Right. We don't want that. We want the natural. And so the lip flip I like because it pulls your lip just a little bit up, like it makes it a little more pink.
Yeah.
And I've done it before, and I felt like when it wore off this time that my lip even went under more.
No, okay.
And so I was smiling. I was like, "Where's my lip?" Like when I smile, you can't. It's like teeth and then nose.
Well, I would recommend Injector Ellie at
Reese Salon and Med Spa.
She won't overdo it. Like you can say, help me dabble and try. Like she gave me just a little bit. She's like, let's just see what it does. Let's just see if you can notice a difference. And I said, I don't see enough of a result. And I hate the way it felt at those first 2 weeks while it's like setting. So I said, let's not do that again. And she really helps me. I mean, I get comments in my videos now about my cheekbones and stuff. I'm like, Reese Salon, man.
Yeah.
They're good.
Go see Ellie. Yeah. She was telling me that we have to build up your lip, which I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe she goes, I would just use a little bit and we'll see how it looks. And then a little bit. But I do think I need a little something. A little.
Well, I had a cavity filled yesterday and they numb you, and I was out to lunch and I felt like I had a lip flip or something done. I was kind of like,
you're like drooling.
I was waiting for them to come in. I'm like, I think I'm drooling, but I was also picking my recipes for the week from this like meal delivery service that I do for our family dinners. And so I was like, or these recipes or Marley spoons really kicked it up a notch and I'm starving. I don't know what it is, but I think I'm drooling. He's like, no, you're getting numb now. It's fine.
You're like, oh, okay.
He was not down with my jokes. My dentist at the time was not ready for the funny.
No.
I was like, lighten up a little bit. It's your work day. Don't you want to laugh during your work day?
Yeah. He's a dentist though. He has to look inside mouths all day.
True that.
Yeah.
I remember the joke I heard one time as a kid, and I was like, that does make sense. Like you think all young boys are like, I want to be a gynecologist. And then an adult said, you realize when girls go there, right? Things are not going well. Like that's not
always
the kind of
going well.
That's not the kind of doctor you want to be. You want to see a woman when she's at her worst. Like,
right.
I mean, the annual, I guess, is one thing, but otherwise you're calling them when things are not good. That's not the surprise. It's not the, prime package you want to see.
No. Yeah.
Anyway. That was my sick joke of the day.
That was your Sorry, next. So anyway, my lips might look different in the next. No, I think the suit would be like, no, please.
And wait, did we get to the bottom of the flowers in your kitchen?
Yes, they're from him.
They're beautiful.
Yes. I mean, it's the thought.
Cute.
Right?
Yeah. We walked in and our cleaning lady was leaving. Yeah. I said I refused to come over this week unless Benita had come because you guys were just hit with a stomach bug.
Yes. Oh, we got it. We'll get into that story next.
Okay. And I just was like, well, is anyone else dropping like flies? Because you know how these things go around. I really don't need to take it to my whole house.
Yeah. Or do you?
Well, I mean, I'd like to for the weight loss factor, but
yeah. I lost a good 5 pounds.
You look great. You didn't need You did not need a stomach bug.
Oh
but
no. And what was funny about that? Well, were you finishing a story though? No, but
just the flowers. We walked in. The
flowers.
were here.
Yeah. So they're like, what kind are they? Carnation?
They're the kind that you spray paint.
Or they put them in food dye.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. They dye them.
Thank you, honey, for the gift. But
big spender.
You could have done a little better, but thank you.
Well, and I was also like, no, these aren't from today. These are not from today. Like the water was not looking
and they
fresh.
look kind of.
Yeah, the leaves were like struggling. And I'm like, these aren't for. She's like, they were not here when I left this morning. I'm like, so then I assume they're from the clean lady. I'm like, God, she likes you more than me.
No,
she didn't bring me flowers this week.
No, or ceviche. No,
she was like not happy at my house lately.
She's like, what happened?
Because we're all back. We have all the dogs. It's crazy.
Is the dog? Where's the dog?
The cat dog?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I actually do have an update on that. So
we have to say that it was a huge cat.
Oh, God.
I called a dog.
Yeah, it's this huge cat. So I am not a cat person. My family's not not cat people. I'm an animal lover. And I used to cat sit as a kid. Like, I don't care. But do I want to own one? No. And do I already have a lot of dogs, a lot of jobs, and a lot of kids? Yes. So adding another animal to my plate is a hard no. And I'm proud of myself for having boundaries.
Yes.
But anyway, so during my nightmare separation from my husband, that's the first thing that little asshole did was got a cat.
It's not a cat.
It's this huge feline that looks like a dachshund. Like, it's huge.
It's a dog.
Yeah, a dog. So anyway, I'm like, well, sure. I'm like, seal the deal. Get the papers out. He got a freaking cat.
Yeah.
And I mean, and looking back, he did it to make the kids want to come be with him, to make something exciting in his house.
It was hard for them. Yeah.
And Lord, no. I mean, I kept everything, so he needed some companionship other than the hose that he was with.
They don't give much companionship.
Yeah, they leave in the morning or whenever the rate ends. I don't know. But anyway, so he gets this cat, and then we, through the grace of God and forgiveness and prayer and lots of awesome things, we've worked it out. And so, but I'm like, well, the cat doesn't come back, right? And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, I know that. And so I think all cool, right?
Yeah.
He knows I'm not a cat person. My family would never come visit. And we're both sides of us are close with my family. Like, we like them visiting.
Yeah.
And so I just went away on a trip, and we'll get into that in a minute, but I did a 9-day trip away, and I come home. I got home at Sunday night at midnight. Monday morning, 5:30, I get up and go downstairs to work out. Like, we have a home gym in the basement. And I can hear something, or something's off when I come down the stairs, and I turn to the open area of the basement, and I see these little eyes glowing in the...
And it's dark?
Yes. So I'm
like,
that mother brought that cat here. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I go do my workout, and I have just started reading Mel Robbins' latest book, Let Them.
Oh.
So I'm just trying to channel my sanity. And I'm just like, what does this mean? How do I handle this? Do I actually care if there's a cat? I'm not necessarily anti-cat.
Yes, you do. You care that there's a cat.
But I do. But I'm like, I have boundaries. I already have 2 dogs. I already have 3 kids. I already do everything. The answer is no.
Right.
And so then I just wait, and we get the kids off to school. And then I'm like, so got anything you want to tell me about the basement? And he's like, oh, yeah, when I went to my house to get the Jeep to pick up the last remaining item at the house.
I forgot about the cat.
My neighbors were like, bro, you forgot your cat. We've been holding it for you.
What?
And the kids were there, and they're like, Dad, you said you rehomed it. And he's like, but the cat is just apparently indoor, outdoor. It just leaves for days at a time.
Oh my God.
So he never knows where the cat is. So he's like, I don't know. When I left, it was gone. So I just figured it's gone.
What?
And he's not on Facebook. So he doesn't know that there's constantly messages about a cat moving around.
This giant cat prowling the neighborhood.
So he's like, so I had to take it, honey. It was, the neighbor was like, don't forget, I can sense this is the last time you're going to be by here, leaving the keys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, damn it. So he's like, but I will. We'll take it to the place I rescued it. And I'm like, yes, you will. And then I'm, again, not a cat person. So the Tuesday morning, I go back down to the gym, and it starts purring at the door that I'm at.
Oh no.
And I'm on my bike, in the middle, and I'm like, I'm trying to make shoes. Yeah, I'm trying to make shoe sounds. So then I just let it out on the back porch, and then I let my 2 Great Danes out on the back porch.
Oh no.
And I have not seen it since Tuesday morning. So I don't know where the cat is.
So the cat leaves for a few days. I've never had a cat, so I've only been attacked by one.
Me neither.
When I was 5, a cat jumped out of a bush. I was going to my best friend's house and attacked me. We had to go make sure I didn't.
See?
Yeah.
I just think they're sneaky like that. I think they do all look like they could attack at any second.
Yeah. You just never know.
Good riddance, man. So yeah, so the cat is going to be out. Whether it's already officially out or not remains to be seen. But I was like, you better not be trying to pull a fast one on me because we are not tolerating a cat.
No. Good. No.
Yeah, no means no.
No means no. Like, especially right now.
Yep.
No. I can't believe you went downstairs and there was this cat.
I would see the beating eyes, like they looked yellow in the dark.
I would not have waited till the kids went to school. I would have ran up the stairs and been like, what?
I know, but then he makes a valid point where he's like, you guys have an irrational fear. You're like that. You're acting crazy. It's a cat that's friendly.
I mean, maybe.
And he turns it around so that I end up like feeling bad or feeling like I could be wrong. But I'm like, either way, I don't want a cat. Done. End of story.
What did
I don't
the
have to have a
dog
cat
do
if I don't
with
want
the cat? Have the dogs seen the cat?
The dog that he kept during the separation is fine with the cat because they've been together all the time. And she's like a big dumb animal. Like she's just like, dur, dur, dur.
Yeah.
And then mine is a rescue. And she's like, what is that over there? She wants to kind of go figure it out. And so that's why I think maybe the cat took off.
And the cat's like, no, I can deal with one big dog, but 2 big dogs? No.
But sorry, next. I'll tell my sisters now they can start listening like 12 minutes in because my family will not have been able to listen to this part of the podcast because we talked about a
cat.
Oh, I can't believe you got attacked though.
Not even a cat though, guys. It's a dog.
Kadog. It's huge. And apparently its name is Tiger. I don't know if that means it's a girl or a boy. I try to stay out of it, but
well, it probably doesn't know either. That's so funny. Oh, I can't believe you haven't told me that.
I know. Well, it kind of just happened this week. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and you guys had your head in the toilet, so we haven't gotten to catch up much.
Head and everything.
And now I feel like we're figuring it out. Like I remember an Oprah episode where she was like, I have certain guests that I don't like to talk to before the show because I want it to come out on air.
Right.
Like we want each other's genuine reaction, or I want to tell you the story like I would for the first time.
Right.
So I want you to hear it for the first
time. Right.
Because you're like, damn it, I would have said that on the podcast.
I would have said, yeah, I know. That's why it's always good to just talk about it right here.
Yep. I'm going to save it for right here.
Yeah. So the whole stomach bug thing was insane. Like my parents took us all up to Snowshoe, which was so fun and awesome.
Super wintry there still?
Yes.
It's like 75 here.
No, it was, and the weather was great. There was so much snow. We stayed right in the village.
It's a super cute village.
Yeah, it's so cute. And we grew up like skiing. There in California, there was great mountains. We went to the Sierra Nevadas. It was less than 2 hours from our doorstep. So we went up all the time, skied growing up. So it like brought us back to, being a kid again. Like we put all the kids in ski school and we skied Friday with my parents. We were doing fireball shots at all the different places along the slopes. It was fun. And then my sister's daughter, her oldest, started throwing up Friday night. Yeah. And her son had it a few days before, but we thought, okay, no big deal. We're in the clear. It's a little stomach thing. But then she starts throwing up and we're like, okay. And it was bad, both ends throwing up. So then Saturday, my sister-in-law stayed with her. We went skiing. And then by Sunday morning, my brother, Colson, my mom, my sister were all sick. And then by Sunday night, my youngest niece, one of my other nephews were sick. I mean, it was like, it took us down. It was like, pew, pew, pew.
I hate when that happened to us one Thanksgiving too. We were at the beach and it was like every few hours, like it was like someone else, you could hear their door slamming. And that house only had like 2 bathrooms.
Oh, this had 3. We needed more bathrooms because Colson was like about to throw up. Then my brother ran in and threw up. So then Colson ran to the kitchen to throw up. Like it was. And so anyway, I'm like, I always get these things when they're coming around, like, and I get it pretty bad. And I was okay. I was the one taking care of everybody. And we get home Monday night and on my stomach, I could kind of feel it. I'm like,
like, was it just the fireball or am I not feeling so
right? Bad? Was it, or is it just all the sickness? Colson was finally feeling better. And Monday night I got it and it took me out until yesterday. So it was.
So maybe now I'm a ticking time bomb.
No, you'll be all right. It's Thursday. Or maybe because you're swollen, you might want a little bug.
Y'all, I cannot figure out what it is. I mean, I'm back in the gym. I'm trying and like, okay, so I went to the trip I was just on. I went to Africa on a mission trip and you swell, like the flight being that long, sitting and the altitude changes and all that. And I just think I'm not old enough to wear compression pants and compression socks. But apparently I really need to, because my legs and hands were sausages.
Really?
The entire time. Like I didn't want to be wearing like diamonds or anything flashy there, because I'm going to help at a school in an impoverished part of the country.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a place where you're doing anything flashy. And I was like, let me just wear one wedding band. And I mean, it was so freaking tight. I had to, like, it looked like a rubber band was around my finger.
Oh, no.
Like, so I was like, well, let me just not wear this when I can get it off. I couldn't even get it off. And then I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't feel, I feel like if I worked out for a couple days and ate a salad, I'd be fine. And now I'm just like, man, this might take a while for me just to feel svelte.
Yeah.
So let me lick your glass.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a little stomach bug.
Yeah. I mean, it's a quick 5 pounds, but yeah, it's probably just your body needs to adapt a little bit.
I know. Well, from the
you don't need to resize your rings.
Well, I'm going to try to. So here's what happened though. So when I was married for 11 years, very happily, and then the bottom fell out and we got separated, and I immediately lost like 18 pounds.
Yeah, you became like a twig. Yeah.
Thank you. From the
not healthy twig.
Well, yeah, it was this sheer shock of it, because I thought our problems were not divorce material. I thought they were normal marriage. Like, you're frustrated at me, you won't wake up, you put all this on me, and I work too, or I'm the default parent, you know, just like normal marriage stuff. But we weren't communicating.
Yeah.
And so my resentment was affecting him more than I knew. And then he just was like, I'm out. Instead of like a normal person, like, we need to work on this because I'm not feeling it. So then he's like, I'm out. And so I went on antidepressants. Like, I was like, whatever it needs,
I'll do
to
whatever
work on our marriage. Like, if you think I'm too high strung and too demanding,
no,
I'll work on it. Sure. Whatever you need. Cause I love you and I trust you, but I need you to work on a few things too. And you should believe me because you love and trust me. And he didn't like that. So he's like, well, I'm not going to work on anything. But anyway, so I ended up losing like 18 pounds, and now I've pretty much gained like 15 of it back. So I think I'm where my body wants me to be. Like, I feel like I'm at probably what my natural normal weight is. I just don't like it. Now I'm like, once you've lost some weight, except I will say my boobs and my butt look better.
Yes.
Because that's like the first thing to go, and they can look real sad.
Yeah, they look real droop.
They look like a ski slope.
No, I think you look great. Like, even today I was like, you look
almost
great.
bathing suit weather, so we'll see.
Almost. Let's get that. Cheers. Yeah, cheers to our diet.
Our diet, yeah. Whether it's a stomach bug or a separation. One time, someone in a dressing room was like, "Oh, you're a size 26." I'm like, "Well, when I'm separated, I am."
Yeah, when I'm getting divorced, I am.
Amidst the separation, that's my size.
Well, that's why after the stomach bug, I'm like, I'm just one more of those away from my ideal weight.
No, Krista's more disciplined than anyone I know. She'll be like, "Oh, I'm doing a 7-day juice cleanse," and we're like, "Krista, what?" She doesn't have the weight to lose to do these little cleanses. You're already so teeny.
It feels so good though. Like, you sleep better. You just.
I have not been drinking all week, so I slept great last night.
I haven't either because I've been. But it does make you feel good. Like, and wine is juice, by the way. So let's clarify. Before she says 7-day juice cleanse, wine is juice.
Well, but you weren't drinking wine.
I know, but I might have a glass.
Yeah. But you weren't eating any food.
No. I drink those juices. They're so good, and lots of water. And
I mean, some of them are made up of food. Like, they have carrot in them.
Yeah. Beet, carrot, celery.
Beet is the one that really runs through you.
It does.
You're like, oh my God, I'm like,
looks
bleeding.
like you killed somebody. Yeah. In the toilet.
Yeah, it's not good. But hey, try it sometime. I prefer Clean Juices brands technically, but
I like Clean Juice because they're organic. I like Green Brothers too.
They don't have the beet one. I didn't get the beet one.
The beet one, yeah.
I didn't in my set last one I got from them. So I like Clean Juice better because of that. And I think Clean Juice has Bible verses on their bottles, like a Proverbs, which I really like.
The owners that originally started that sold out, and they now have a clean nail bar called Free Coat. My sister loves it because, she's like all about the toxins and it's not good, even though I love the nail place that we go to. But yeah, it's called Free Coat. She wants me to come try it. But I think they have 2 or 3 locations. One's in Lake Norman, one's in South
I like
End.
to support that. Oh, I just saw, I was leaving. I live up near Lake Norman, and I was leaving Birkdale Village, and they're doing this whole remodel of things across the street too. And I was leaving Dry Bar, if you can't tell.
Yes, it looks good.
And so across the way is this new Pilates studio that they're putting in that I'm super jacked about because it's a reformer studio.
Oh.
So I love Pilates reformer.
Yeah.
For someone tall like me, it like really lengthens and tones your muscles. Like I don't want to get jacked, but I want to be strong.
Right,
I love a core reformer Pilates. Like look it up, try it. Highly recommend. It's not high impact and you don't get winded necessarily unless you're with Arthur. But anyway, so this a Pilates reformer studio is going in. So I'm super excited. And then below that is like a Caribou Coffee, which how amazing. You can get your coffee and then go. And then next to it is a chopped salad place.
Oh.
So I'm like, this is going to be the best intersection. I'm like, if Dry Bar moved next to them, I'd never leave.
Be like, done.
I'd have everything.
Yeah.
I mean, except wine. We need a wine bar over there too.
Yep. Well, and so where is that going?
So if you're leaving Birkdale, so it's across the street. Like where they took out that golf course and putting in a bunch of other stuff.
And you guys needed a Chopped up there. I love Chopped. It's so good. There's one right here.
I actually had a Viva chicken salad yesterday and it was delicious.
Viva chicken, so good. They're my neighbors.
Yeah, without I got it with no quinoa because you know how I feel about quinoa.
I love quinoa.
Everyone loves it but me. I realize I'm on a boat here by myself.
You're on an island.
I'm on an island.
Let's go to an island.
Let's. Please.
Yeah, Viva Chicken, the couple that started it are our neighbors. Wow. They're awesome.
Are they Peruvian?
Yes, she is. I think. I don't.
Are they the couple we saw at the restaurant?
I'm pretty sure you're Peruvian. I'm sorry if I have that wrong.
Are they the people we saw at the restaurant ordering all the food that day?
Yes.
They're awesome.
They're so fun. Randy was the one that was here that was videoing my sister with the broom.
Yes. Oh my God. They're great. Okay. They're super fun.
Awesome.
I'm happy to support them.
Yeah. They have a new restaurant called Ocean here that we went to that was so good. And they have Yunta in South End. So good
for them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm super impressed. All right. Hey, and speaking of impressed, the Love and Life Music Festival is huge right now.
We're so excited.
I'm getting all the texts in the suburbs about, which days are you guys going? Well, is this lineup for real? Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And so everyone's super excited. Tell anyone who doesn't know about Love and Life.
Oh, we're excited. So it's May 2nd through 4th, Uptown Charlotte. Single day tickets are going on sale. Actually, well, this will come out Tuesday, but on the 14th, tomorrow. And we've got a great lineup: Gwen Stefani, Benson Boone, Teddy Swims, Dave Matthews Band, Pitbull. It's Ludacris. I mean,
so good.
It's going to be incredible. Yeah. So get your tickets. It's going to sell out. We sold out last year. The whole experience is amazing. Like just being able to have something like this in Charlotte.
Uptown, like so walkable to so much
You could take the light rail, so there's no traffic. Super cool. Mean, the entrance is right off the light rail right there at 7th and 8th Street.
And there's different like tiers of tickets, right? So like single day, they everything can range from like, I don't know, $50 to $500.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep. GA, then there's VIP and then super VIP where all alcohol and all that's included. And you can buy 3-day or the single day tickets, which will go on sale now. And but it's going to be fun. So don't miss it because it'll go quickly.
I mean, I'm going to get on stage with Dave Matthews. I swear. That's my goal. And Gwen Stefani, that's my namesake. I mean, did I tell you that that's how I used to introduce myself in the bars in college?
Really?
Have I told you this story?
It wasn't Noelle?
No, it was not Noelle. Yeah, so I'm in college and, you're meeting people at the loud bars, the music's on. This is like before, we had cell phones, but we weren't really like, Facebook was really not out yet. You weren't quite texting you weren't really texting. And so like you'd meet someone and they'd be like, what? And I'm like, Gwen. And they're like, what? I'm like Stefani.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Gwen.
Oh, I got you. But spelled much different.
Spelled way different, but we don't have to worry about that. And then like Bananas would come on and they'd look at me across the bar. I'm like, that's me. That shit's Bananas.
You want my number? Want my pager?
Next.
Sorry, next.
Yep, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
What else do we want to talk about today?
Well,
I'm not wearing my rings now. I'm trying to
why are your
them.
Rings off?
Everything's good at home, except on the trip I was on, Kent had a little bit of a meltdown saying like, this is too hard. You can't be gone this long. And I'm like, we just were separated for like 15 months where you eventually had the kids half the time almost.
Right.
You technically,
almost,
I mean, in your mind, you had 50-50 custody the whole time, but towards the end there, you almost had them 50% of the time. We were doing week on, week off.
Right.
So, I'm like, what do you mean? You can't, what do you mean? You can do this. And he's like, the house is a wreck. I'm like, well, you shouldn't have canceled Benita yesterday. She was supposed to come on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, she'll help you. There's no school today for that weird tornado, hurricane, high winds.
Yeah. High wind.
School was canceled due to high winds. CMS, you are killing me.
What are you doing?
Who else is dying? Like, why are we stopping school all the time? Like, is it really that risky out there? Show me the road. Like, I need CMS to make a video. Like, let's mark the tape here because this is a good idea. CMS needs to put out a video of a bus on dark, windy roads where trees are low, where there's no visibility or there's hills. Show us what you're saving the school district from. Like, I got an email that says we travel over 500 miles every day. Like, it said, we're transporting 100,000 kids. I'm making up these stats right now because I can't remember. But it was impactful. It made me go, all right, I get it. I'm frustrated because it's a beautiful freaking day again, and there's no school again. So I feel like they need to do themselves a favor and like arm us with this type of like, show us those back roads that could get icy and don't thaw the next day. Like,
because you don't see them and you don't think about it. And I think that's a great idea.
Our school district is just way too big. But anyway, so there was no school. And I'm like, well, the babysitter's coming. No, I told her not to worry about it. I'm like, well, that was your bad.
Yeah.
I felt like this was all too much for me during our marriage. And that's why I was resentful to you.
Right.
Because you just get to go to work every day and not worry about anything else. And I also work full time and I'm the default parent. So I handle everything because I'm also a control freak. So we've tried to work on that too. But I'm like, this is why we've got an after school babysitter. This is why we have a cleaning lady. This is why these things are in place to help us. Because it is overwhelming. 3 kids, multiple dogs, a big house to manage, like with work stress. Like he's got some work stress going on. So I'm like, this is all here to help us. Like, you have to accept the help because I'm not coming home early. Like, I'm in Africa serving the children.
Yeah, I can't make it home by dinner, honey.
Home. And so he was like, I get it, but can't you just fundraise and not go? And I'm like, don't.
No, because you love doing that.
I love going.
So you got to set those boundaries.
So I did. And I was like, you'll be okay. And by the time I got home, he was great. Like I like got home and took a shower because I literally traveled for 24 hours to get back.
It's crazy.
So I like took a shower, crawled into bed, and it was midnight, on a Sunday night. So I'm trying to be like slightly respectful, but I'm like, hi, I'm back. And he's like, you're back. And was so happy I was home. So that was good. It's like, I think absence makes the heart grow fonder. So it was good for him to see. And here's my little evil thought. Okay. So during the separation, I had the house. I never left. So I had the house. Yeah. I had the kids. I had all the friends basically because I never strayed. Like he's the one that said, I don't think this is what I want. I don't think I'm happy. Let me go see what else is out there.
And he left.
Yeah. And in my mind, he left. In his mind, I kicked him out or whatever. We, maybe someday we'll get into that. But I maintained the home. I stayed. And during the worst parts of our separation, he'd be like, just give me my house back. Just get out of my house. I just want to live there. And so in my mind, I'm thinking this is going to be the greatest week ever for him. He's going to be alone in that house with the kids.
He's going to love it.
And it's like, because I'm sure there were times he wished I was dead, and that I'd make this problem of his would go away. If I just were gone out of the house, he could have the house, the kids, the friends.
It'd be perfect.
Everything would be there, just not me. So I'm like, this is going to be the greatest. And for him to have struggled with it, I was like,
kind of felt good.
But I'm like, you got this. You can be an adult.
Yeah.
Lock it up.
Like
we had another flood at our house. So that's now 2. We had another leak,
crazy.
Which is kind of a funny story. I'll get into it in 1 second. But so he's like, I need you to call the plumber. And I'm like, I'm in Africa. I'm 5 hours ahead, but no problem. Yep. And so I have like my friend, Travis Crawford, heating, cooling, and plumbing. I have them on speed dial. Highly recommend them. They handle everything for us beautifully. And it's like basic maintenance issues. Nothing that they've ever worked on is why I keep having issues. But our son basically he's 11 now.
Oh.
Long ass showers, y'all. And he did not have the curtain. Like it was just spilling all over the floor. And then it has been slowly leaking through. So the main living room, like right above where his bathroom is. So I'm like, broski, I don't know what's going on in these showers, but you got to limit them to 10 minutes now.
Yeah.
And you got to keep the curtain in the tub.
Like, what are you doing?
And you got to make sure. I'm like, what are you doing in there?
Yeah.
He's like, what? And so, I mean, I don't think he's old enough yet to be doing anything else in there.
Like taking long showers. I don't know.
So that happened while I was gone too. So that's why he's like, I just can't handle all this. This is a lot. I got a lot going on with work.
You'll be all right. Lock it up.
So we all survived. He was glad I came back. Happy home again. All is good.
That's good. Yeah.
I mean, we go to therapy next week. So he definitely said, let's shelf this for therapy. So we'll see what happens.
Till next time. Sorry, next.
We'll see. Because I'm armed and ready to be like, grow up. I got back together with you under the guise of not having a fourth child. So you gonna grow up or not?
Right.
Which I think he's grown up. I think we're good. Emotions were high.
Can you call the plumber and you're in Africa?
I'm like, I mean,
sure.
I can, but
I love how you're like, sure.
I'm like, yeah, I'll call the plumber.
Sure, honey. Handle it. You'll be fine. Oh, that's funny. All right.
Yeah.
Till next
my
time.
job. Yep. Sorry, next.
Till next time.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's funny. Yeah, there was a lot going on with the ski trip in Ghana and all the good stuff.
Yeah. So, if you want to find out more about my mission trip, you don't have to go with a church or be. I mean, I am a Christian and I have faith, but I cannot recite Bible verses off the top of my head. I am not a super, super devout Christian. I have my faith and I believe in God and I believe in spreading the good word of God. But this organization that I am now on the board for because I believe so strongly in them is called Give Hope Global. And they do awesome work internationally. Haiti, primarily widows, orphans, education, and health. And then when Haiti got too corrupt to kind of go visit, they've moved. They're still doing a lot of funding there, but now they've moved a lot of their manpower that we can physically go to Ghana, which is in West Africa. It's a country in West Africa, and it's amazing. I mean, it's hot as all get out every time I go, but it is such rewarding work. There's a school there, some medical clinics, libraries, all this awesome stuff, some pastoral training that they're also working on because really the motto is like spread the good news, education, medical care. Like just if we can really educate people, we can change how they're living and how they can pull themselves up. Like if I could just blanket it with money, I would, but that won't help them. It's really educating them, giving them the tools to be smarter and have opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's just an awesome organization. So I go on mission with them. It's not through a church, but Give Hope Global, givehopeglobal.org if you want to find out more because they're awesome.
And they're based here.
Based out of Charlotte, near Carowinds.
That's awesome. I went to the gala. It was so awesome to hear the stories and everything that they're doing and you guys are doing. It's great.
It's a super small nonprofit that is just awesome. Hard work, grassroots, everything stays right there within the charity. And it makes my heart happy to see how differently people live and they're so happy. Like I go there, my first day there is my third time I just went. I'm always so emotional because I'm using my standards for what success, health, and happiness should be in America and the pressure I put on myself. And I'm trying to apply it to a completely different culture. And that's on me because they are not living by my standards and my education or my rules. And they are much happier than most of us are. But I get so frustrated and caught up thinking, how can I fix it? And there's nothing to fix. What can I help with? How can I aid? How can I be of service? You need your playground fixed. You need a classroom painted. You need some new education books. You need a storage room organized. I got to organize the storage room in the class for the class supplies and I was so flippin' happy.
Yeah.
And then I do crafts with the kids. Like they've never done glue guns. I got to do scissors with kindergartners, which I love things like that. So you just find out what you're needed for and you fill in and it's awesome. So I highly recommend if anyone feels the pull to do something like that.
Yes. And I think it was when you got into this last year, I thought it was so amazing. And the fact that you went for a week and being a busy working mom to leave for a week is a lot. Like I can't imagine all the things that you'd had to put together to make sure everyone had their things for their things and their dates and their transportation. And even though you had help, you still do all the things.
As the default parent. And I think it really comes down to, so I was in my mind, again, this is only my perspective. There's two sides to every story. In my mind, I was left in my marriage. Someone wasn't willing to work on things with me. And they were going way over the deep end. And I was like, as a control freak, I can't pull you out from drowning. No one will help me save you. No one will help me fix you. And I think you need fixing. And I can't believe someone would leave me.
Right.
I'm shocked. Like my ego is so bruised. I can't even believe it. And so I just was having all these like high emotions and my therapist was like, I think you need a mission trip. He's like, I think you need to pour all of this mental and physical energy into something else, something that matters.
Right.
And he was like, we're going to Costa Rica in July with the church he was affiliated with. And I'm like, this was in January. And I'm like, okay. And like selfishly, I'm like, that seems way too far away.
Yep. I knew that'd be exactly your first thought. That's too far.
That's too far away. And I've already been to Costa Rica. So, I'm just like, I don't know. That didn't pull on me. And I said, you know what though? I've been following this organization for a few years from a chance meeting someone pitched to me their charity. And I'm like, oh, sure, I'll follow it on Instagram. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, you met a orphan child in Haiti and now he's like in the States visiting you because you guys have had this mother-son relate. How cool is that? And I just like followed on a whim. And so over the years, I just silently watched in my scrolling what this organization was doing loosely. And then when I had this kind of thing happen in therapy, I said, let me find out what Give Hope is doing. And I literally just went to their Instagram page and like the ad was, join us in Ghana in March, click here. And this is the end of January. So I like click on it and I fill out the whole application and it says, I'm sorry, thank you for your submission. We'll keep you in mind for future trips. This one is registration's closed. I'm like, oh man. So I messaged the woman who I knew that was the owner and operator of it. And I said, hey, I don't know if it's really too late, but I'm really, in a season of change. And I said, I'd really love to be of service to you if there's any way I could go. And she followed right back and she said, I have chills right now. I prayed for a Charlotte media presence and here you are. And I was like, whoa. I don't know if I can offer you any Charlotte media presence. I said, but you have me. And she goes, if you can get your yellow fever vaccine, if you can get your malaria pills, if you can get your visa, if you can pay this fee, you are in. And so we made it happen. We did it.
I know. I remember you saying, I'm going to Ghana. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean next month?
I know. Some of the women I go with now, I've been with this one woman, Donna, 3 times. We've gone back 3 times because it's that amazing. And she said, Gwen, based on what you were faced with, you could have gone in 2 directions. You could have, gone to the beach and been debaucherous.
Yep.
You could have done all the,
and no one would have blamed you for any of it, right?
You were done wrong, right? You were, if things are not working out the way you thought or the way you were steadfast. She said, but you leaned into God and you leaned into what you thought you like.
I need like I want to help. I want to help.
I wanted to pour my heart into something that mattered. And you really realize what matters. I come home and I find a $500 cashmere sweater that I wanted to buy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that would have bought the books for the whole school for the whole year.
Right.
Plus some. So I'm like, it just really helps you get back to what's real in life and what matters.
Yeah.
Like our problems are so superficial. And it just helps me remember love and life and be a better person.
Yeah. I'm so happy you did that and that you're involved in this. It is such a great organization.
Yeah. As we get closer to the next gala and other fundraisers and stuff, I'll keep you guys posted and hopefully you'll help me out over the year.
Yeah.
And come.
Yes. Well, and I think one of the things we talked about wrapping up with is proposals.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how did you get proposed to? Like, those are funny stories, right?
It's wedding season for sure. So I'm getting all the pitches like, will you come MC the bridal show? Will you come to our event? Or like, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Krista, you're one of the lucky ones. You have more than one story.
I have 2. I was proposed to twice.
Is one infinitely better than the other? One more romantic, one more you?
They were both romantic. It just took me a second to think about what the first one was. I was like, wait, what was that? No, both of them were great. Romantic. I mean, the Suits was great. He took me to the first restaurant we went on a date to, and then my sister surprised me and showed up, and it was just very,
you guys were super close. That's the right call.
Yeah, it was great, and he asked me to marry him then, and the whole team there. This was at Sullivan's, off of South Boulevard. So it was sweet. And they all signed a wine bottle, like all the staff that we still have. And it was really sweet.
Good job, Suit. Good job.
Yeah, he did good.
Yeah, mine was really cute. It was around Christmas time. So uptown, I had just gotten back from Breakfast with Santa, like a fundraiser for Ace and TJ. So we had been out of town the night before. So I get home and Kent's like, repack your bag. I'm taking you away for the night for your birthday. So I'm like, okay. Even though we lived uptown, he circled the 277 loop and pulled back in and we went to like the Omni or something.
You're like, wait.
I know. So then we get up to our room and it's like a corner room, all glass. And there's like rose petals and champagne. And the card says, congratulations. And he's like, oh, they effed up the card. It's supposed to be happy birthday, which I totally believe. So I'm just like, oh, of course. Like, of course. That's so funny. That's great. And then we get dressed and he's like, oh, there's an ice skating rink. There's the big tree. Let's do that before we walk and get, some food somewhere. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So we see the big tree at Trade and Try On.
Yeah.
And he brings me over to the tree and he gets down on one knee. And I can tell he's so nervous and he proposes. And then we're hugging and I'm so excited. And this like stretch SUV pulls up and they open the door and he's like, this is for us. I'm like, oh my God, okay. And then again, that just takes us on a loop uptown because we go to Tilt on Trade, which is where he used to work, which is around the corner. And all of our friends and family were there, and they had pictures of us on the wall.
Oh, that's cute.
And then we all had drinks there and celebrated. And then we walked to the Epicenter and had dinner at Enzo in that like raised room behind the bar. And
I remember Enzo.
Oh man, the Epicenter was great in its heyday. Like I totally missed the Epicenter. But so then we all had this big, huge dinner. And then I found out like a month later that we ended up springing for that dinner and we had no business paying for stuff like that. It was like an $800 dinner and we were broke as a joke. So anyway, but we bought dinner, right? Credit card. And then we go back up to this beautiful hotel room. We've just gotten engaged. It's like the beginning of our lives. And I threw up the entire night. I slept in the bathroom because I drink red wine and champagne and beer and whatever people brought me, right? Everyone's like, congratulations. And I remember just being hunched over the toilet, looking at this beautiful ring and being like, red wine, sick.
Yeah.
Which I had never really drank red wine. And I'm like, I'm dying. I don't even get to get married and wear the ring because I was like throwing up.
Be dead.
So it was, highs and lows.
Yes. Oh my God.
And I didn't drink red wine until about like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it was that awful. That night was that awful.
That's why you didn't drink red wine. I don't think I knew that. That's so funny.
So that was my engagement story.
That's funny. We want to hear yours.
Yep.
And what happens when you say no?
Has anyone ever said no?
I'm sure. Yeah. But I want to hear. We want to hear it.
Share. Yeah. We'll put a teaser up to share your stories. And then episode 2, maybe we'll add some more in.
Yeah. That sounds good. All right. Well, sorry, next.
See you then.
Thanks for joining.